Hello, World Wide Web. Another update video on Exela Technologies, XELA. This is one of the world's biggest processing companies. They put the terminals in the grocery stores that you swipe your card on when you're paying to check out. 4 out of 5 of their customers are the largest grocers in the country. They have over 4,000 customers. They're pretty darn big. They do over $1 billion a year in business. Boom, as you can see. It's 1.17 billion in 2021. The stock is a perpetual loser. It looks like it loses money year in and year out. COVID really hurt their revenue. I lost some customers. Terminals were closed down. Some people didn't feel like paying their bill. Really hurt their company. It was one of the worst years. $178 million loss. They lost another $142 million here. This is their revenue in 2021. Let's see if we can figure out their revenue for 2022 for 3/4 of it at least. We got 279 million. 266 million. We'll call that 540 plus another 264. Yeah, they're still tracking over $1 billion a year. Probably more, the same or equal to what they did last year. So this chart's just going to level off. Probably going to look at a similar loss, 142 million. The company's balance sheet doesn't look so good. Their liabilities are $1.4 billion. I'm sorry, 1.7 billion. Their assets are $1.4 billion. They're upside down on balance sheets. They have really big companies. They've gone in a lot of directions to try to fill the short holes. I think there's one direction and one direction only for this company, and the company can be saved. There has been, over the last 3 or 4 years, one cost increase after another, after another, after another. They have 16,500 employees, and half of them probably want raises constantly. We've gone through one of the biggest service booms in American history, at least in my lifetime. I haven't seen anybody's wages doubling, but I just did. The people that used to put the terminals in and answering the phones, they're all getting 20 to 25 to 50% more than they used to. It's greatly affecting the operating costs of Exela Technologies. They're going to need to lower payroll, lose some employees, or charge their customers more money. It's a balance sheet that can be fixed. They need to be bold enough to go tell their customers, hey, just like everyone in your store costs you more money, we can't say we can't rent you these terminals for $50 a month anymore. We're going to need to get $80 a month for the terminals. The same thing all the other competitors are charging, $90 and $100. Maybe they can come up with some really clever sales pitch. Go around and getting these people to pay the price increase. Yeah, it's a tough sale. Yeah, you got a nice long 5-year relationship with them. Will they haggle back with you? Probably. Maybe you can go in there a little higher than usual and say the cost of the terminals is more, the cost of the employees is more, the cost of the service. You guys do so much darn business. You got so many cards swiping these things. They're breaking twice as often as they should. We need more money from you. They have a great current customer base. They're going to get yeses out of hopefully most of the people. They're going to get some no's out of the people, but they're going to get a lot of yeses. They might end up losing some customers. They might end up being $500 million instead of $1 billion every year. That's where they might end up after they go hit all their customers up for more money. They're going to need to. Everyone else is hitting everyone else up for more money, so Exela needs to get in on that, number one. Number two, they need to control some of their costs. They can say to the companies, look, you pay more money, you can keep getting the great service. If not, instead of having 4 personal employees, tied to servicing your business, you're only going to have two. So it's either pay more or get less. Those are going to be your choices. Or you can go gamble with somebody new when you know how great we are. You've been using us for 5 years. Do you really want to have 3 different providers this year and have your store shut down and people working on weekends and the cost of switching everything and the cost of installation and you're rewriting the rewards program and maybe some of these places need to shop around, but you can't get it for these prices. No one's going to sell it to you so they can lose money, and that's the situation that Exela is in. Every single quarter that goes by, the revenue is dropping by a hair. They're not selling anything new, not at these margins. They need to be. They're losing more and more money as we go. It looks like they don't have enough cash to get through another quarter like this. I'm sure they have access to plenty of cash, and they could erase this if they had to. They need to go talk to their customers and readjust their prices and say the new price for the terminal is not $59 a month, it's $79 a month. The good news is the 12th month is free, or I don't know. They're going to have to come up with something clever to keep the customer and raise the price. It happens. You've seen many price increases, so have I. Exela needs to institute one, and once they do, they're going to lose a few customers, but they're going to become a profitable company. They're going to have some money. Can they handle the balance sheet? I don't know how much of this goes away. I don't know how much of this is real estate. They might need to close some offices. And they might need to unload more old units. That's quarterly. Annually, they did chop their liabilities down considerably from 2.8 billion down to 1.7 billion in 1 year. So they chopped it 15% in 1 year. I like to see that. So they are making an effort here. I don't know what the next year is going to look like. But can they have a $500 million in debt and be a $500 million a year company? Absolutely. Can they survive like that? Absolutely. There's no question about it. So can this company have an upside? Absolutely. Can they go to their old glory? I don't know. Where were they? They were never that glorious, were they? Oh, yes, they were. They were $300, $400, $200. These were the good old days back in 2019, back when all their employees were making $10 an hour instead of $22 an hour. Probably still selling them for the same prices they've been selling them all this time. They need to raise the prices, lose the customer, keep the customer, whichever way the ball bounces. They need more money per sale. End of story. They've tried their best over and over and over and over again to make this a profitable situation. And you just can't do it unless you raise the prices. You're literally losing money just for being in business. And we know you're not losing money because of growth efforts. We know that's not why they're losing money. There's no revenue spikes here all year long. No revenue spike. They're just hanging on to the same customers. Probably don't want more. They probably see that as a losing proposition. Either they go out and get smaller customers that are willing to pay more, or they go hit up their current customers and say, "Look, you're paying 25% below market. We need to get you at least, we need half of that back, at least from now on, and you need to make a choice." And they need to make a choice, and you need to make a choice, and they will. They might become a smaller company and have to restart their sales operation again. But you know what? That's life and that's business. And they need to turn this thing around, and they need to turn it around immediately to either close the doors or go tell your customers the bad news in a very nice way. But I think they'll be surprised at how well it will be received. I don't think everyone's going to leave them. You can count on, a third leaving or a half leaving. Some of them will go, okay, we understand. We've seen your stock. We don't want you to go away. we like our terminals, and we know that the next guy is, going to charge us twice as much as you are, because clearly the next guy is. So this company's one negotiation away from being profitable. Don't give up hope. I wouldn't go broke on it. I wouldn't go buying, a cajillion shares and saying, oh, they're going to renegotiate and everything's going to be fine, because it might not be. But is this fixable? Absolutely. It's fixable with a negotiation. It's fixable by a demand. It's fixable by demanding a higher price. You end up with $500 million a year instead of $1 billion a year. If it's profitable, I'd much rather see that. Thank you. Thank you very, very little, very much. But yeah, that's my quick video on Exela Technologies, how they're going to become profitable. They're going to go and ask for the money. They're going to raise the prices. They're going to cut back on some employees, cut the operating costs, charge 10% more. Boom, in the black. And everything can start coming back together again, hopefully. And hopefully they can put some kind of an effort out there to start getting some smaller, higher margin customers and continue selling some of those higher margin products that they're selling. They don't seem to be selling enough of them. So I think they should get off their butts and start selling more terminals for more money. Instead of $69 a month, how about $149 a month? Let's go. Let's go a little bigger this time. Let's show them a superior product and show them what they can get and be the choice for these merchants. The right machine can make a big difference. The rewards program can capture the customers forever and lock them in for repeat sales, capturing phone numbers, signing people up. They can do all kinds of things. But yeah, stable revenue. I hate to see this in a company. Just not charging the right price. That's all this is about. So hopefully they'll fix that. I'm sure anyone can walk in the room and say you're selling them too cheap. Are they going to go out there and renegotiate before they close the doors? Yes. I strongly believe they will. What response will we get? Well, it's going to end up a profitable company. That's what I'm guessing the response is. Even if they lose half their customers, it's going to end up a profitable company. It might have 1,000 employees. It might have $250 million a year in revenue. It's going to be a profitable company again. End of story. There's my review on Exela Technologies for the night. What they need to do to fix themselves. So I'll cross our fingers and grab a few shares. This one's getting ridiculous. The grocery stores don't want their terminals yanked out. They don't want to pay double for terminals. They're going to have to if they let these people go. And I think Exela needs to go tell them that. So let them do that. I'm James. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate you. I'm going to keep the Exela news, updates, deep dives. We're going to check out some of the insiders and how many stocks they own and how many stocks they sold and what's going on. And we're going to learn all about the deep innards of this company, like a surgeon doing a dissection. So we're going to completely unplug the different categories and find out exactly what is what. But it's just real obvious up front. It's the price, stupid. You're not charging enough. The glass of lemonade costs you $1, and I know you like to sell it for 90 cents, but little Johnny, you can't do that anymore. You need to change your price tag, and that's all they need to do. Change your price tag. If they need to find the most eloquent way of doing that, I'm sure they can spend $1 million and hire somebody to tell them the most eloquent way. But then they can go and execute. It must be done, and as soon as it's done, it might not make the news, but we're going to see it on the balance sheet almost immediately. You're going to see a tightening. Well, the income statement, I'm sorry. You see how this went from a shitty loss to a not so bad loss to even a better loss? That's maybe like what it's going to look like. Hi there, we're getting closer, we're getting closer. But if you look at this quarterly throughout the year, They got real damn close last September quarter, but then here we go again. Just like falling right out of favor, not charging the right price all over again. I don't know what kind of contracts these are on, or how long they are, or how long they run, or what kind of promises they made, but they need to undo some promises somehow. Write some new contracts, induce people with something besides selling your service for less than what you pay for it. But that's my video on Exela. Keep checking it out for future ones. Thank you very much. Have a great night.